So this story is a true miracle. A couple of months ago, about 3 months ago, I got a frantic call from a friend asking if I could help with another family friend's daughter who had been in an accident. And I was touched to be able to help. But more importantly, the interview that we did spread worldwide, and prayer warriors from around the world have been praying for Kaitlynn Durrani. And I want to update this story. Kaitlynn truly is a miracle, given a 1% chance of survival. And today, although she still has some things she's working through, she's doing so much better. So, Danny and Sarah Durrani joining me now to talk about Kaitlynn. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
So, give us an update. How's she doing right now?
She's doing well. It's joyful and it's rewarding to see the progress. She has a lot more to go. The doctor the other day was telling us we were trying to, get her motivated. We were getting motivated to get her moving around, walking more, doing more PT exercises because, it's rewarding, like I said, to see her on her feet and the joy that she gets doing all these challenges and balance tests. But the doctor will remind us that, it still need to take it slower and easier for her. She'll get there, basically is what he's saying.
So for anybody who's watching for the first time, there were over a month or so where you weren't communicating with her, right? 2 months.
Right.
So when she slowly started to come out of that coma, explain that and what that's like, because you've said, Sarah, all along, you knew she was understanding, but now she's able to communicate with you.
Yeah.
Yes. So as she was coming out, they took off the sedation. I want to say about the beginning of November, before she went to Pam. And so when she arrived at Pam, what Danny's referring to is when you would speak to her or communicate to her. Or
She still couldn't talk.
Yeah, she couldn't talk. She was looking at you. Yeah. She couldn't vocalize anything. She had the trach, and so the ventilator came out. A trach went in, so she wasn't able to talk. And even when the trach was out, the hole was so big for about 3 weeks, yeah, she still wasn't able to talk. But you would just tell her stories or talk to her, tell how good she was doing, and you could tell Kaitlynn's one of the individuals that she doesn't necessarily need to speak or smile. Her eyes tell you the story. So you'd see her eyes light up, or she would, smile with her eyes, or nod a little bit, and we knew that she could hear and comprehend what we were talking about.
And then what was so remarkable too, so they warned us in the levels of coming out of the coma, and one of them being, the restlessness and even, being irate a little bit. But thankfully, Kaitlynn never went through that. The only stage she went through is you could tell she was frightened, because it's almost like she didn't remember you, or where was she at? Mm-hmm. So at Pam, we would see that, I'd recognize that, but it would only be for a minute or two, and then you could tell she recognized you and everything was okay. But what was remarkable and memorable is that it was the first time standing up, first time walking. We did a little video of her grit. It was just unbelievable, the dedication she was putting into wanting to walk and start her rehabilitation. And what was most interesting is when we were waiting for the ambulance to transfer her to Craig, and they allowed the family to be in that little area. So her brother got to see her, grandma got to see her. And again, when we first showed up, she was frightened, but then immediately she recognized who we all were. And it was the first time she spoke, like words that literally came out of her mouth. We're all shocked. And then that's when she was blowing kisses. And grandma got the first kiss, and we got mad, like, why does grandma get the kiss? So she started kissing all of us. And it was just, what a way to be ushered to Craig Hospital to start her rehabilitation. That's why it was memorable. And that's where we are now. We're just working on her rehabilitation.
I look forward to your updates every time I get one. It's been such a joy to hear her progress in 3 months. And yet I know there have been some setbacks. And as you originally told me, Sarah, we were just hoping for her brain health to be okay. So you're still dealing with some stomach issues, and update us on that. 14 surgeries in 3 months is just unbelievable. Yes. Update us on that side.
Yeah, so when she hit Craig again on December 3rd, the first 2 weeks she did okay. She was in quarantine, part of their standard process. Second 2 weeks when we arrived and were able to be with her, she was still okay, humming right along. And then kind of out of nowhere, it almost seemed like when They got her off the tube feeds and they started actually giving her real food. She had a complication where she had a JG tube, which is a feeding tube. One goes into the stomach and one goes into the lower intestine. And her her tubing had kind of fell out over at Craig at the weekend. So it was kind of dangling there. So based on that, we went over, got a new one replaced. And then as soon as she got back, it was like her stomach was hurting. Every time she ate, she was complaining about it. Went on for a day or two, and then it got really bad to where she was constantly throwing up. And it wasn't a little throw up, it was like bags. We were eventually naming, to try and keep her spirits high, we were naming her throw up bags, like number 5, number 6. Yes, we ended on number 7 the first time.
But at least now she's able to tell you these things, where in the early stages, you didn't know where the pain was, but at least now she can tell you where things hurt and how it hurts, and that's progress.
Oh, she even asked the doctors what medication you give me.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, so lately, if she, you know, if it's near like her medicine round time, because she gets it 3 times a day, and then there's others in between. But if her headache hurts or she gets a stomach ache, you know, she'll turn around and say, the nurse just gave me medicine. What medicine did she give me?
Good.
So she's inquiring.
Well, now it's actually funny because she'll call mom and tell her the nurse came in and took my blood pressure, and she always messes it up too, right?
Yes.
She always tells mom it was 180/80, and mom's like, you know, what?
Yeah,
That's a medical emergency. I'm calling the nurse. The nurse comes and says,
I
no,
want
it's.
to ask you about the support you've received from people you don't even know, the messages, her friends, the videos. Talk to me about that and what that has meant in the last 3 months.
I'm going to start with that. I mean, that honestly has been the best part because it's taught me how to live. It's been the most remarkable thing to have that support. And I recall somebody putting in the caring bridge, you know, God's family is big. And that's what put it into perspective. You know, we're in this big family, and it's been amazing. I mean, just remarkable. I think everybody, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and I echo Danny. The love and the support has just been, it's breathtaking almost to see people just come out and be so genuine and caring and thoughtful. And when you need it the most.
Yeah.
It's been nice. I mean, we received, and not just us, but Kaitlynn.
Yeah.
I mean, they have people that are on a caring bridge that are praying for her that she has never even met before, people that are leaving comments, sending her. We did this kind of Christmas special at Christmas time of, hey, can everyone make an ornament, and we'll buy Kaitlynn a couple trees to put on there. And so everybody, it was amazing. We had so many ornaments, we kept having to buy little trees for her to stand up. But the cards, Kaitlynn kind of walks around her room now that she's more alert and starts reading the cards. She uses them as her way to practice that. So
It helps her fight, you know, and it helps us to be humble and go in there with a positive attitude, knowing that if we need anything, we have everybody there. There was a family, we love them so dearly. We've, you know, you might know them, be aware of them. It's a friend of Kaitlyn's. We played soccer with them. We'd always see them at the events, but they did a donation in her honor to Craig Hospital, which is phenomenal because it's not just for Kaitlynn, it's for anybody that's there that needs the assistance, whether it be bills or whatnot, housing. They have a foundation that they donated to, so really appreciate that. But there's been so many other donations and just gratitude. Yeah, just unbelievable.
Sarah, you mentioned early on that as difficult as a road everyone said this was going to be, that you knew that God told you she was going to make a recovery.
Absolutely. And we still honestly believe that and trust the Lord 100%. Yes,
sure.
100%. It was kind of on day 1, the following day of the accident, the Holy Spirit told me that she was going to be fine. She was going to be okay. He was going to get her through this. And I think about day 3, the Holy Spirit told Danny that she was going to be a living testament of God's glory. And it's hard to describe it when you have faith and that much trust in the Lord as you're going through these depths of scary times and just fearful sometimes of, oh, what is this going to mean? Or how is the surgery going to go? You know, when she went in for her stomach surgery, we were told we're going to try and go in orthoscopically or laparoscopically, which is a little incision, but we could have to open her all the way up and she could become so swollen that we couldn't close her stomach, and which it would just be a terrible setback in terms of rehab. But we just knew it's like the Lord provides you comfort
Well,
and
it's in
strength.
signs. Everybody wants a
Yeah.
sign. Everybody wants to see and know that God is real. I can be a testament here in that the first night when I was mourning Kaitlynn, and I remember praying, and I was praying to God that I would walk this journey with Kaitlynn, whatever it took, whatever his plan was for her, I'd walk with her. And as we're seeing this, and remember I told you, patience was another thing that God instantly put. Because I went upstairs, ran, and I felt like the miracle was going to happen right then and there. And then that's when it hit me, like, no, I be patient. But the testament and the sign is that when I prayed and I promised that I would walk this path with Kaitlynn, it's now come to realization what that is, in that we're getting many phone calls from people that are actually, believe it or not, connected to Kaitlynn, whether it be friends that we know or family that we know. And most recently, they've been in car accidents themselves with brain injuries.
Yes.
So now we're taking what we're experiencing, what we're finding, what we're learning, the strength that we're gaining from the support and just, the community, the family. We're able to reiterate to them, like, look, we got you. We're here with you. It's just the way it's regenerating, the way love should be, the way life should be. And God is just bringing those families to us. And there's another great family friend, like a second father to me, had a liver transplant, and another thing, come to us, and we prayed, and he's doing very well. So it's just, those are the signs I see, that when I prayed and promised I'd walk this path with God, and he's giving it to us. And so we know, that's how I know he's with her and with us.
And the power, I'll just say not only one last thing, we are strong believers in the power of group prayer. And it's amazing to have so many supporters that, in time of need, we can send out a post on Caring Bridge and say urgent prayers are needed. And they stop what they're doing and join us on their knees and join us in prayer. And he's listening. He's definitely listening. There are so many things, which we might have to say for the next time, that we've been told from a medical standpoint of expect this, or watch out for that, or this isn't going to happen, or she won't ever that. And she's surpassing every single one of them.
Comes out of the surgery or comes out of the doctor, says everything went well.
Yes.
Everything's well. So
it is so powerful. It's so powerful to listen to her story and to be a part of that family that's praying for her. And my family's been part of that too. And we know that the setbacks that you've had are teaching us, like you said, Danny, patience to work through it. I look forward to the next update. Hugs, lots of hugs to Kaitlynn. Keep sending those Caring Bridge updates and videos. We love that too. And is there anything else that you want to talk about?
Just again, we just want to say thank you to all the prayer warriors, as well as yourself, and the support, not just from the prayers, but also her GoFundMe page has been very instrumental, as well as Danny mentioned, kind of the donation to the hospital, because those are all things that all kick into place when our insurance runs out. So we do appreciate that. And just that Grace is rewriting her story, and we're honored and blessed. And I truly feel privileged to be able to witness God's miracles firsthand.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, we'll be following.
We're looking forward. Yeah, we're looking forward so that everybody get a chance to meet her or see her. And give her a hug. March 16th, I believe, is kind of the expected date for her release.
What are you expecting, March 16th?
So right now, it's the tentative date that Craig plans to release her from inpatient care. So she'll continue outpatient care for another 6 months to a year, or however long she needs it. But what that'll look like is she'll be able to come home during the evening time.
That's great.
Yes, and then during the daytime, she'll go back down to Craig, where she does all of her therapies. And then we're working with the outpatient team, because we want to incorporate some type of back to school program. And we're also working with Westmont College, where she goes, to see if we can get her into some type of like precursory class to see how she would do before kind of enrolling into everything. But that is one thing that Kaitlynn is very excited about, and she kept talking about quite a lot last night, is she's eager to get back to school. She's eager to get back to her dorm, to see all of her college friends, which in of itself, as we were just speaking a moment ago, is a miracle. As the doctor told us, she would never remember college, and she remembers everything about it, including who her counselor was, her chemistry teacher's name, what dorm she lived in, who her roommates were.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, let's make it a goal when she's ready that she's part of the interview too.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Okay, give her that to look forward to because I can't wait. That'll be fantastic.
Yep, absolutely. Well, that's part of kind of, what we always tell everyone is she's God's living testament. So we're very eager and excited for her to be able to come back and be completely healed and restored so she can share his glory with everybody. That's been our main intent with the Caring Bridge is we want everyone to be able to witness God's miracles. And, for those that don't believe in the Lord, who have never heard of Jesus, can see and witness for themselves the healing and the miracle work he's doing with Kaitlynn and come to know him. And so we want to, I know for sure,
with faith in him.
yeah. And even with talking with Kaitlynn, I know she does as well, as we want to continue kind of outreaching to all of not just Christians, but non-Christians and share her story.
Her purpose worldwide is
Yes.
so powerful, and yours too. Well, thanks again. I appreciate you. We love you, and we'll be waiting for the next update.
All
Love
right.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye.